In this video, I'll show you how to convert an Excel table into a live website without writing any code. First, we'll turn the dataset into a website with a searchable directory. Then we'll create a separate dashboard page to summarize the data visually. After that, we'll create a drill down feature so users can see the breakdown of each visual. Next, we'll add an export button so visitors can download the filtered results. And finally, we'll make it a live connection so when the original dataset updates, the website updates automatically. So let's get into it. Here's the dataset that we're gonna be working with. As you can see, it's about 250 rows long and maybe about 30 columns, and it's for a fictitious e-commerce company. So you can see we have some stats on the products they sell, which are pretty varied, as you can see right in here. Then we've got some financials over to the side in this whole area right here. And then at the end, we have some more stuff to do with sales, like where they're coming from, how they paid, etc. So with this data, we want to convert it into a live website where it's got some search bars, which we don't currently have right in here. We also don't have any filters, etc. So it's much easier to read than in Excel. For this, we're going to be using a tool called Lovable, and no, this video isn't sponsored by them. You can also use other tools like Glide or Sopher, which will do a similar job. So here we are, it's lovable.dev, that's the website for it. It's free to get started and you won't need to add any credit card details. So the first thing we'll do is attach the relevant file. So I'm gonna go over to Attachments, File, and this is the one that I'm gonna use. It's called e-commerce sales, and you can download it for free in the video description too. And as the prompt, we're just gonna keep it simple and ask for something like convert this into a searchable directory with filters and a sidebar. And let me go ahead and run that. And I know what you're thinking, this is not gonna be live if we're just attaching a data set, but just bear with me, we'll go over the live connection at the very end. Awesome, after a few minutes, you can see we have all of this orders directory. It's got 250 orders, which makes sense. After all, if I go back to the Excel file, it had 251 here, but that's because of the header row at the very top. On the left-hand side here, I've got a few different filters with a side nav. So let's actually open this up with this button right here so we can see it in a new tab that's in full screen. So here I can look for a specific item. I think one was some Egyptian cotton. You can see here we have all of those three options. It's fully dynamic. And then on the left, if I filter by apparel, you can see all of these should just be apparel products. So we can see the tag right here at the very start. Now let's reset that, and this is all looking great. Much like an online store, I can also go to this top right hand side and go by revenue, so from high to low, and see what that looks like too. So that's a really good start, and I prefer to be making progress than going over the live connection setup, which can be a bit tedious, and like I said, we'll look at later. For now, let's work on actually creating a dashboard. Having so many orders here in the directory can be a bit overwhelming, so maybe in a new tab we can create some sort of dashboard. So I'm gonna paste the following prompt in here. This is a bit more of an extensive prompt. Let's quickly go through it. So it says add a dashboard view to this app alongside the existing orders directory. So we're gonna have one tab for the orders and another one for a dashboard. So we should be able to switch between the two, one that says directory and the other one that says dashboard in a new page. And you can see overall my prompt is pretty extensive and you want it to be as precise as possible, which is why here, for instance, I'm telling it exactly which KPIs to add and things like that. So I'm saying here I want to add some for total revenue, orders, etc. Lower down for some visuals that I want. And then towards the very bottom here, you'll notice I have some behavior information. So I want it to respect the same filters. So if there's a filter on the directory side, I also want it to be applied to the dashboard. I also want a bit of a date range, that'd be nice to add. And also want to use some consistency, right? We want colors to be the same across all areas. And then at the very end, I say I don't want any 3D charts. You often see those in PowerPoint, and in my opinion, they look a little childish. So let's go ahead and run this. And as you're using Lovable, you might have noticed we have this build dropdown, and within it, we can also just plan. So the idea here is that it's gonna ask you some questions about the data first before it goes ahead and builds it, so you can clarify a little further, especially if your prompt is a bit vague. Awesome, it looks like it's finished. We have the same directory, but now we've got a new tab for dashboard. So let's click on that and see what happens. Awesome, you can see we have the date time frame over here, we have the KPIs, and then lower down we have all of the relevant visuals. Let's open this up in a new tab so I can see it a bit better. Within this 3-month period, it looks like the revenue over time is going down. And if I keep scrolling down, we can see that full split and even the revenue by region, and it looks like Asia is our strongest region. If we test the filters, so if I only go for apparel and then I go over to the directory, you'll notice that it still keeps that apparel filtered for us. So that's exactly how we would want it. The only thing to keep in mind though is the date time frame isn't really being applied here in the directory, it looks like, whereas it is on the dashboard. So that's a bit inconsistent and it's something we can easily change with the prompting. That said, one thing I don't quite like is that I can't double click inside of a certain KPI and see what exactly is the breakdown. When you think about it, in Excel, this is kind of like a drill down of a pivot table. Let me show you what I'm referring to here. So we have that original data set. I can go over to Insert, Pivot Table. And once I have the pivot table, I could maybe choose something like the region here on one side as the row, and then the net revenue or something like that. So you can see I have this breakdown, and if I want to dig deeper inside a particular number, I can double click on that and it's going to open up a new sheet with the details of the sum of revenue for Europe only. So I want to be able to do something similar inside of the website. For this, all we need to do is go back to the prompt and make a few changes. So down over here on the bottom, I'm going to paste the following, which is just to make a drill down where inside of the dashboard, we can click on a certain visual to break down that data. And let's run this. Awesome, the drill down is now finished. So if I open this up in a new tab again to see it better. So now I can click on any particular part, like let's suppose revenue for the electronics part. And you can see I have this whole drill down area where I've got the number of orders, the revenue, and then here on the bottom, I have all of the exact orders that it's aggregating. I can click out of that and it goes away, and same for any other part here, like the revenue on the website side of things, and we can see that full breakdown as well. Awesome, so we've got the directory, we've got the dashboard, and we even have the drill down, but right now this doesn't look like it's from a particular company. We're missing a bit of the branding element. Maybe having consistent colors and a logo would make a lot of sense here. In my case, I'm going to say to brand this as Career Principles, which is my company, and I've attached the logo for it. I've also added all of the different hex codes. And so with that, let's go ahead and run it. Hopefully you can see here, we can preview the different colors. So they're going to be the same ones as the logo. Hopefully that starts to look a little more colorful. Great, you can see now the header is completely different to what it was before. We've got the logo on the side and the colors here as well. They're using the Career Principles colors like I requested. If we go over to full screen to see everything better, maybe this live part we don't quite need yet as it's currently not live, and that's something we'll work on in a bit. But speaking of Career Principles, if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed with how fast AI is moving and how missing the AI boom could hurt your career, I'd recommend you check out our AI for Business and Finance course. It's designed for non-technical people, and you'll start by learning the essential AI concepts like tokens, agents, and more. Then we'll get hands-on with today's top tools and how to get the most out of them with prompt engineering. Then we'll dive into AI-powered data analysis tools like Copilot, Julius, and Bricks, and even build websites, repayment calculators, and budget planners without writing any code. Finally, we'll apply everything to real business scenarios, like using agents to automate market research, custom GPTs to analyze financials, and much more. So click on the link in the description below to get started with our AI for Business and Finance course today. So this website is now starting to take shape, but as I do the different filters, like I go for Europe here and I only have 74 selected, it would be ideal to have some kind of an export button so it only exports those that have Europe as the filter. For this, in the prompt, I could type something like this. So add a export CSV button in the directory view, place it on the top right, maybe next to the search bar or something that makes sense. And of course, we want to clarify that it only exports the filtered part and not the full data set. Let's go ahead and run this. Great, in about a minute it's finished. And here I have the export CSV button. So let's suppose that we only choose apparel. We've got 42 orders. Let's press on export and see what happens. So you can see it's naming it Career Principles orders and the date that I'm doing it in. So I'm gonna open this up. And in here, let's see, it's only apparel as the category, and I should have 43 because 42 plus the header. So that's looking great. And finally, the part that's gonna tie everything together is creating a live connection. So right now, we just uploaded the Excel file at the very start, which is not quite what we want here. So what we first need to do is go over to the homepage of Lovable here on the left-hand side, and then we're gonna click on connectors. This is the part where we're gonna be able to connect it with Excel. You'll notice in my case, I already have it enabled, but you basically wanna click on Excel, Maybe you're using Google Sheets or Stripe or whatever else, that's easily changeable too. But for now, we're using Excel here, and you want to make sure you enable it, so actually make the connection. In my case, I already have, but it's a pretty simple process. You just need to give it the permissions. Once you do that, the next step is to add the file to your OneDrive. It's important it's in your OneDrive and not saved in your desktop. In my case, it's right here, and if I open it up, it looks something like this. It's the exact same data that we've been working with. You can see by the number of rows, but this time it's on my OneDrive. And make sure you remember what it's called. Mine is called e-commerce sales. With that information, we can ask it for the following here in the Lovable prompt. So replace the current hard-coded data with a live fetch using the Excel connector. That's what I just showed you. And this is my file name. And it's important that this part doesn't have any typos. I want it to connect to this exact Excel file. And as the requirements, I want it to refresh every 30 seconds, so it's always in sync. And I also want it to have some kind of indicator that says live and tell me when it was last updated. Now let's go ahead and run this, and we're gonna be able to test this in a moment simply by changing the data here and seeing if it's gonna update on the actual dashboard. Alright, so we now have this last updated part. In terms of the visuals, nothing should really change here except that it's now pulling from the live Excel page. Let's go ahead and open this up first. And now what I'm thinking of doing to test this is just adding another region in the original dataset. So here we are in the OneDrive Excel file, and as the region, let me go ahead and just add something random like my name in here and see if that's gonna update. Bear in mind this only updates every 30 seconds or so let's give it a bit of time. Awesome, with this new update, you can see now under region, we've got Kenji, and there should only be one product here, which is the one that I've purposely changed. Now that we're completely done and we have the live connection, the next step would simply be to go ahead and press publish and actually publish that whole website. How awesome is that? And if you want to continue learning AI tools, you should watch this video over here to learn how to use Claude in Excel, or you can take our AI course over here. Hit that like and that subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next